Hello, everyone. This is Joshua, and I'm coming to you from the field offices of Prabanic and Prabanic. We're going to share with you a video about what your legal rights are during this COVID-19 pandemic. We have attorney Victor Prabanic, Jeffrey Prabanic, and Ernest Prabanic here at the law firm to answer the questions that are going around about what's happening in the legal world and how that impacts your rights. So, Victor, can you tell us what's going on right now?
Well, Josh, currently, if you have a legal matter, most of the courts have suspended activity or closed altogether in Pennsylvania. There's one very, very important exception, and that is the Supreme Court has issued an order that says that if you have a case in which the statute of limitations is about to expire, even in the midst of this national health crisis, you still have to file that lawsuit on time, and they've articulated a method to do it to allow you or your lawyer to file a lawsuit in time, whether it happens next week, next month, or 2 months from now, or however long this crisis takes to clear. You still have to file that lawsuit to protect your rights. There's a way to do it. It can be accomplished by a lawyer. So if you have a case now in which you're concerned about the 2-year statute or 1-year statute or 20-year statute, there's a bunch of different statutes of limitations in Pennsylvania. You must contact a lawyer and make arrangements to get it filed. Other than that, you should check with the lawyer involved in the case or the court itself to see if your matter has been suspended, continued, or even canceled indefinitely, which is occurring in some cases.
And Jeffrey, what's the situation for people in the workplace as this pandemic continues?
So workers' compensation benefits will extend to an employee who contracts the COVID-19 virus at their workplace. Not only is the injured employee covered under workers' compensation, but workers' compensation benefits in the case, God forbid, of a very serious injury or fatality resulting from exposure to the virus in the workplace would also extend to a surviving spouse or dependent children.
So in other words, if somebody dies from a COVID-19 infection, God forbid, as you say, and they have a wife and small children, for instance, the entire family would be entitled to benefits under the workers' compensation statute.
Absolutely.
I think one of the important questions that people might ask who have active and ongoing personal injury cases right now is what they should be doing in order to make sure that their injuries and their treatment is adequately documented during this time period when they're unlikely to be able to treat with their chiropractors and physical therapists, people who are helping them recover and convalesce from their injuries. Mm-hmm. And the truth of the matter is that many of those offices have closed down. But I think it's important for people who have personal injury cases that are active to make sure that they're in contact with their physical therapist or their chiropractor. Ask them what types of home physical therapy and therapy modalities that they can be using to continue to heal from their injuries. And ask that their healthcare providers make sure that that conversation with their physical therapist or their chiropractor is documented in their medical chart so that their lawyer can adequately prove their case when things return to normal.
Josh, one of the other questions that people might have is if they're seriously injured in a car crash or a truck crash or a construction accident during this time, and they land in a hospital unavoidably because they need surgical treatment or hospital care, and they then come down with a COVID-19 infection, whether they're entitled to compensation for that from the person who hurt him in the first place, the negligent driver, truck driver, construction company, whatever. And the answer is yes, they are. The law is pretty clear that once you start a bad chain of events like that occurring, they're responsible for all the harm that occurs down the line. So that is the answer to that question. The second thing that might happen is people might not get medical care that they need. Let's say you're in a bad crash and you really ought to have a bone set or an operation, and you can't get to a hospital because they just won't take you because of this crisis, and you end up worse than you would have been if you'd gotten to a hospital during normal times. The negligent individual, the driver, the truck driver, the construction company is still responsible for your harm, no matter how bad it is under those circumstances.
People are still able to contact us. We're working remotely. We're able to sign up clients. We can do Skype, Google Meet, Zoom, other methods for face-to-face interviews and free consultations. So if you are injured at work, injured on the road, any type of injury whatsoever, you need a consultation, we're here for free consultation. We can do it via video, and we can have you sign documents and get busy on your case right away.
Yes, absolutely. I think the message should be, Josh, is we're, that we're here, ready, willing, and able to help if somebody has legal needs during these perilous times.
So I want to thank all the lawyers at Prabanic and Prabanic for coming on and filling us in on what we need to do in order to protect our legal rights during this time. There's a lot of unanswered questions out there, and I know I learned some things here, so thanks for coming on.